Hello, this is Malorian, and what this video is going to be is just my summary and thoughts of how I did and what I thought about this Out of the Basement tournament in 2012. So, getting probably to one of the things that matters the most is how did I do, and in the end, I did manage to get Best General, and I was second best overall. The person that did win Best Overall was the Chaos Dwarf player. Totally deserved it. You know, he was a great guy, great attitude, good looking army, and he did very well with it. Even though, like I said, he didn't have all the destroyers and stuff in there. So good for him. Here's a little picture of I had my son there holding it, and I felt pretty good. Like I said, coming into this tournament, I was almost trying to redeem myself from the last Out of the Basement where I kind of had kind of a controversial win. So I wanted to come in and show that, you know what, I can win. I'm not just all about trying to win by gaming the comp or just trying to go for soft scores, that I can get in there and I can kick butt and win. And now that it was all said and done, I actually don't actually like the fact that I did that. There is the power gamer in me that I always sometimes creep back into the darkness and I want to do this stuff, but again, it's been a while since I really heard these things, and it was coming back again where I was hearing about how even the tournament organizer kind of like whispered to me like, oh, you have kind of a douchey army, eh? And other people just making comments about how strong my army is, and to their merit, it was very strong. Compared to some of my other lists that I ran with like Super Orc and stuff, it is extremely strong. But it's just that negativity towards it, even if it's deserved, it just kind of takes away from it, right? Takes away from the fun. I know the first night, a lot of the guys went out to the bar after. There was going to be all this pub quiz and stuff. It turned out I had to go home to take care of the kids. But I guess there's actually a good conversation out there about my army and about how, like, really breaking down, like, okay, did he follow all the rules and trying to make sure that I wasn't cheating and stuff. And if I'd gone into the tournament here with just a goofy list, that wouldn't have happened, right? It'd be like, oh yeah, do you remember that guy with Super Orc? Yeah, that's such a cool conversion. Or I can't believe he took Savage Orc archers and RR boys. Like, that's so silly and all this stuff, right? So it's just the way that you're perceived and all these things. So I guess coming from this, I'm really happy with how well I did. I can now, if I had some little grudge going back, I can now say that that's checked off. But now I even feel bad for doing that. So next tournament when it comes up, am I going to take a super tough army again? Probably not. I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's a year away, so who knows what's going to change. But I didn't feel proud of myself when I got home, right? I mean, here I have this little award, this Stein saying Best General, and I just didn't really feel that good about it. I just kind of quickly went downstairs, put it in my display case, and it's done with. Something else that actually happened after I came home, and I went and started doing my battle reports as well as waiting for one to save. I saw there was a comment on Warseer saying, hey, look, you're famous. And I went over and there was a link to the Warpath. And they actually had a link about me. Like, oh, have you seen this guy? And, what do you think about him? And I was actually like, oh boy, time to stroke the ego, right? That's going to be good stuff. And the majority of it was really bad. It's stuff like, oh yeah, he's not as good as he thinks he is. The hype isn't really worth it. He has a horrible play style. I'm totally against his tactics and stuff like this. It's just more negativity about the fact about how I run hordes, and my lists aren't as entertaining and they get really boring. And so, again, I mean, even in a list like this, where I'm going to do a breakdown of my list right away here, it's still the horde of Black Orcs, it's still the horde of Savages, and it's really just, hey, look, this is as much power as I can have, go up and punch things in the face. So, again, looking at comments like that make me think, like, should I go with a different list? Should I be going over to my Wood Elves? Should I be, at Dwarves, people would probably be thinking it's boring. That's another thing, too, is that even though when you go into a tournament, you want to have fun yourself, you want everybody else to have fun, I'm always at odds as a person that has their own channel, where I also have to make sure I have reports where, first of all, I have to validate myself. I have to do well. So for people that look at my reports for tactics, if I have tactic videos, but I get my butt kicked, then it kind of takes away from the credibility of my tactic videos. I always have to make sure I have videos that shows off things, and it's always this back and forth of wanting to have videos that show credibility for my tactical advice, but ones that are still going to be entertaining and different and all this. So makes it fairly difficult. But anyway, there you have it. If you have any other thoughts about it, please post your thoughts down below. Getting to my list, some of the things that I did big different for this tournament is I took away the Savage from my War Boss, just took a regular War Boss. It really didn't cause any problem whatsoever. Nobody really attacked my War Boss. The extra attack wasn't really missed, so that wasn't such a big deal there. As far as my Shaman, I think I really miss having him with the shrunken head and up there in the front, so he at least has a ward. Or if not, I gotta figure out something, because he got killed a couple of times and it really hurt. I still, of course, love the big Wah, but I have to figure out something there. Apart from the rest of the list, the next biggest thing is going to be the War Machines. This is the first time that I added my War Machines back in from a long time, right? I might throw in the odd one, but I think the biggest thing here is they actually did very well. The Chukkas, maybe less so. They did do very well, killing that Chaos Dwarf engine and all that stuff, and killing some of the monsters with the ogres. But for the most part, the main thing that actually shone out was the Doom Divers. In the future, am I going to be taking all those War Machines again? I may cut it in half, take 2 in 1 or something like that. I think that's probably all I need. But, from a person where I was thinking they have no place in 8th, now there's enough monsters, there's enough Demigryphs and Mournfang out there that I think it is a really good thing to include. So, there you have it for my list. As far as the tournament goes, it was very well run. They had tons of fantasy 40k and War Machine games. All of it handled very well, organized very well. The tournament organizers were fairly open, where if you walk up and say like, how am I doing? They don't kind of like shoo you away and throw you at the back. They were really open to show the scores and all those things. And all the missions, nice and fun. Some of the terrain, they might in the future might want to actually classify if it's going to be magical or not. For the vast majority, all my opponents said nothing would be magical, but for the last one, he said, oh no, it'll be mysterious. And so, just think, though it's just something that for them, when you have a mission based on a table, they might want to have that laid out, just set in stone. Who knows, maybe it isn't like packaged and I missed it, but whatever. And another thing too is maybe some of these tables could have a little bit more terrain. I know when I talked about in the Warhammered, I actually had a negative that one had the big chunks of impassable everywhere, but in this one it was more open everywhere, and I kind of actually felt kind of bad with the hordes, because my hordes just run forward and have no problem whatsoever. So it's kind of that catch-22. It'd be nice if maybe some tables were a little bit heavier, or if there's that little bit impassable somewhere in the middle or something. But even with that, it was just a lot of fun, very interesting scenarios. It's too bad I couldn't have shown you them all, but there you have it, and definitely when it comes in next year, I'll be going again. As far as when the next tournament is, the next one is the second Onslaught for the year, which will be in October. And as far as what army I'm going to take, I don't know. I might be bringing out my Lizardmen again. We'll see. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. And feel free to put down whatever comments you want below. Thank you. Bye.